Welcome in. I am the Crypto Bull God, and welcome in to another live stream. You know, this is one that typically I place a little bit of time, put together a nice creative thumbnail, do a little bit more prep. This was unexpected. I was not planning on doing a live stream today, but long day, and had a little bit of time, was just relaxing on the couch, and I thought to myself, all the shit that I want to take a look at in the markets right now, why not just sort of live stream it? So I've done very, very minimal preparation, but all the charts I'm going to be sharing with you, I stare at a lot. So it's not like I can't go into this and have some conversation with you guys that's very meaningful and helpful. By the way, if you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to click the bell icon for notification. You know, I had, just real quick before we start getting into stuff, I know I have not been doing the YouTube videos lately, just a lot of things personally and professionally going on. Finally, for those who have been here for a while, finally got the elbow surgery done. It is going better than expectations, because you know what? You know what we say to expectations? We're gonna blow that shit out of the water. So no, things are going really well, but been very busy with a lot of other things, so I just haven't had a chance to make videos. But I'm really hoping to get back at it this week consistently. We shall see about that. But for now, you know what? What happened was, again, what spurred me to come out and live stream today with you is because the month closed. The first month of January closed. So not only did we have a 1-week candlestick close that I typically cover with you guys, we also had a 2-week close, but even more impactful, we had the monthly close. And there's a lot of bullish momentum that is very apparent in these charts I want to share with you. Again, as we go into these charts, keep in mind, I'm never giving you guys financial advice. All I'm doing, I was just saying this to someone actually recently today. I mean, the whole reason I come out and do this stuff is because I'm passionate about the space and I want to help to educate you. This, for me, as a human being, is an outlet for me to help to educate others. It's something I have enjoyed doing all of my life. I used to tutor back in the day. So I love any opportunity to get up and explain something that I'm well-versed in. And charting and crypto is definitely something I'm very well-versed in. So let me show you what I am seeing through my eyes. Dave the Destroyer, Stud Muffin. Wow. Yo. Ayo. All right, let's get into the charts. Actually, the first chart I want to take a look at with you, because this is historically significant, one of the things I am going to do, it'll probably be some of the fun that I'm going to do this weekend, a week out before the Super Bowl, where the Philadelphia Eagles are going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to take a closer look at this 12-hour chart. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, you know the video that actually had the most traction of all time on my channel was the Bitcoin chart that no one is looking at. In that video and in the follow-up video, I spent a considerable amount of time explaining why with factual information. I even had a spreadsheet with statistical values in it, very low-level statistical values. But I walked us through time and I explained why golden and death crosses on a 12-hour chart on Bitcoin are very meaningful. They're statistically significant. What we have seen on the 12-hour chart right now, you guys really, if you're not paying attention, because I know it's been a boring market, believe me, there have been times where it's hard for me, as enthusiastic as I have been, to really get behind some of these charts and look at them at different periods in the past several months, just because it was boring as shit. But what I'm attempting to show you here is a picture that's telling us that it is more likely that there is going to be, thumbs up guys, I only see 2 thumbs up. This view here, and I'll explain why, this view is telling us that it is statistically more likely that we are going to see bullish momentum continue to pick up in the market. It's not a dead cat bounce. And we will more likely see higher highs and higher lows as we continue to build momentum going into this year, okay? Why do I say that? Okay, why do I say that? Well, we had price action come above the 200 simple moving average, which is the pink line. We have had a golden cross, which is where the 50 crosses above the 200. But it's not just those two items, okay? You can see back here, okay, we temporarily had it here, okay? But why it is more statistically significant that this is occurring is twofold. Number one, we have price consolidation that is occurring above both moving averages, okay? Okay, and more importantly, the 200. That's the one that we're concerned about. Not so much the 50. The price action at some point is definitely, I feel 99% confident, at some point the price is going to come down and go below the 50. That's not more important. The most important point is we're staying above this line here, the pink line. The second reason is because look at the lines. What direction are the lines moving? And more specifically and more importantly, what direction is the pink line moving? Is it moving like this? Is it moving like this? Or is it doing what it's doing? It is moving up. Okay, when we get a golden cross in a 12-hour chart in this fashion where price action is this strong and we're seeing both moving averages curling up, this leads to a statistically higher significance that we are going to see continued momentum in the market. And what we're going to see, and I'll show you firsthand here, what we're going to see is it's going to bleed over into the one-day time frame. Okay, we see that we're going to have a golden cross here more than likely by next week on the one-day time frame. And Chartis and everyone in the space pays a lot of attention to this. So this one's going to get a lot of attention. But what I'm trying to tell you guys, if you follow my content, this is our leading indicator. This is our leading indicator because, as I've said so many times before, on the lower time frames like the 12-hour, so long as bullish momentum is sustained, it bleeds over into higher time frames. So now you should be ahead of the game if you've been following me on Twitter and YouTube at Crypto Bull God. Now what we're going to see is we're going to see a golden cross on the 1 day. And so long as that is sustained, then we're going to see it on the 3 day. And then we're going to see it on the weekly, etc., etc. So if you're paying attention to the 12-hour chart, you're seeing stair steps up and a golden cross in this fashion. It should leave you feeling very convicted that more than likely we're going to continue to see bullish momentum. And again, I'll put out a video going through some of the statistical inferences that I'm making on this chart, and I'll obviously put it in layman's terms like I always do, but really simplistically, it's actually not that complicated. Just going back through the chart and evaluating prior times when this has happened and what happens with price action. So pay attention to the 12-hour chart. I will put out a video at some point on that. Now, I'm not gonna, because we're gonna be hitting another weekly close here coming up in several days, and I'll go through a lot of the charts I go through. So I may not hit all of the charts that I typically would, but I want to take a look at this one. I just tweeted this out, and then we will get into the monthly. The next chart we're going to cover is the monthly, and I'll tell you why it is so fucking bullish on the monthly. Why January has exceeded my expectations, and I'll explain specifically why. This is a line chart on the weekly. Now, what I had just tweeted out, I said apparently everyone has forgotten about this chart. This chart has gotten a lot of attention. It's a weekly view with the ADX and DI. You don't need to know all the historical significance behind these price indicators, okay? But the important thing is to understand what the green and red lines are communicating to us. That's what we need to understand as a chartist and as an investor. This was something I had tweeted out many weeks back, and I said, look for the cross, look for the cross, look for the cross. We want red, but look at this dotted line here at 20. Think of that as the trigger line, okay? Guys, thumbs up if you appreciate the content. I could be just chilling on my couch right now doing charts on my laptop, but I'm here with you guys because I miss doing this stuff. 20 is known as the trigger line, okay? And what you want to watch for, you'll see two things that I'm highlighting here. One is we actually see that the red line is below the trigger line, okay? We also see that the green line is above the trigger line. So we need both of those conditions to hold, and that obviously implies that the green is above the red, right? So we had it here, mass appreciation in price, right? We had it here, mass appreciation in price. We had it here, mass appreciation in price. Had it here, mass appreciation in price. Guys, we just got a cross. Let's zoom in. You can see we just got a cross. We also broke out of descending resistance. It wouldn't surprise me to come down and backtest, fake everyone out. Maybe we come down to around 19,800, right? And then we continue moving up, okay? Anytime an area when you have, I mean, I've spoken to this endlessly on this channel. Thank you for the thumbs up, guys. I appreciate the support. I've spoken about this fact endlessly on this channel. When you have an area of descending resistance like this, and we finally punch through, we most oftentimes come back and backtest, which is very healthy. What does that do? What that's signaling is price strength, because a former area of resistance is now support, and we continue moving up. You can see it on Quant. This is something I had covered in a video. It's something I've discussed several times, okay? Remember when Quant broke out, we had this heavy resistance, right? Once we broke out, what did we do, guys? And what did I tell you in my Quant video? I said, look for this. We came down, we back tested, and what did we do since? We've been consolidating and moving higher, right? So I would anticipate the same thing for Bitcoin. I would not be surprised based on this chart's view if we came all the way down to 19,800. Wouldn't shock me one bit. But the more important thing that I want you to get from this weekly view is when we look at this price indicator, the ADX and DI on the weekly, it has had some historical significance. It has held historical significance, okay? That when we do get the green crossing above the red, and you have the red below the trigger line and the green, and you have the green above the trigger line, okay? This has historically led to massive breakouts. Again, this isn't because I'm the crypto bull god. I'm giving you my subjective, emotionally biased view. I don't do that shit on this channel, okay? I'm literally showing you what has happened every single time this has happened. Can I tell you with certainty that it's going to happen again? No, I can't tell you any certainties on this channel. What I can give you is a probability. I see 3 times, and technically it did there was a small little cross here. Okay, so technically 4 times in the past when we've seen this, 4 times in the past, it looks like 7 years. 4 times in the past 7 years, and this was actually a big cross too. This was a big time too, because we went from 28,000 all the way up to 69. We over doubled in price. So in the past 4 times we've done this, we've at least doubled in price. At least doubled in price. So 4 for 4 there. So I'm just, again, just sharing the numbers with you, and you can interpret it how you may, but hopefully I'm explaining myself very well. This should leave you feeling very confident that more than likely we will see further upside. And the last thing I'll hit on with this chart is, does this tell us, is there anything on this chart that would tell us when we could expect a mass appreciation in price? No, I don't see anything here that says by April 15th, I expect Bitcoin to be at 60,000, or by July 7th. No, I can't. I don't know if this is going to be April, July, October, November. I don't know. But again, just keep in mind what has happened every time we've seen this positive cross. And we've just seen it. This is very bullish. Welcome in, Lauren. Glad to see you here. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, this is the chart I really wanted to get to. This is the one that leaves me feeling very excited. Let's get in our DeLorean and hit 88. Was it 88 or 92 miles per hour? I forget. Go back in time. It's, I try humor sometimes. The jokes are just bad. I know. At least I try, right? I make an effort. So what I had spoken to, okay, what I had spoken to on the monthly chart, when we got this close in November, guys, if you go back and you watch my live streams, okay, you will see that when we got this horribly red candle here in November and we got a definitive close below 19,400, what did I say to you? Do you remember what I said? Beautiful thing here is we can turn this line into support now. It's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful thing. What did I say to you in November when we closed below 19,400? I said more than likely we would see several months, okay, no guarantee, but more than likely we'd see several months of chippy chop bullshit, probably like through maybe March. I just hypothesized and said March, maybe like 3-4 months of chippy chop bullshit. Bitcoin decided to give the market a giant this and say, not today, and print a giant green Jesus candle, okay? This was the least likely outcome and the most bullish thing that could have happened. Now, let me explain to you why I am so bullish on this candlestick and why it is signaling to you, if you're paying attention, that this is a huge green flag, not a red flag. This is a huge green flag that there is a trend reversal to the upside on the horizon. That doesn't mean that February can't come in and have a red candle. I am not saying every month this year is going to be green and we're just going to continue to see green candles going up. But there's going to be more than likely a general trend reversal to the upside. And instead of creating these lower highs and lower lows, we're going to create a high and a higher low and a higher high and a higher low. That is what I'm talking about. Why do I feel this way? Am I pulling this shit out of my ass because I am a bull god? No. What is a bullish engulfing candle? A bullish engulfing candle is when the body of the green candle, ignore the wicks. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to remove the wicks from the candlesticks for the purposes of this conversation. So let's turn off the wicks, okay? We don't care about price wicks. Why do we not care about price wicks? Price wicks are an expression of volatility. All we care about are these bodies. That's all we care about. These sexy green bodies. That's all we care about. Red is the devil and green is good. So anyway, a bullish engulfing candle is when the body of the green candle encapsulates, eclipses, okay, engulfs the body of the preceding red candle. Do you see how this green body is much larger than this red body? This is now called a bullish engulfing candle because this body has encapsulated and has taken over this entire red body. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know how else to explain it to you. You can see we opened here at 17,168, and here we closed at 23,132. So obviously that's significantly higher. But it's not just that we had a bullish engulfing candle. Here's why I'm so bullish on this close. Look at how this body encapsulates this candle body here. So now we have a double bullish engulfing candle. And this body, and this body. We have a quadruple bullish engulfing candle. Okay? That's not... thumbs up, everybody. That is not a common thing to see on a monthly chart unless you are evaluating a volatile asset like Bitcoin. I mean, if you opened up a chart of, if we have time, we could do it. If you opened up a chart of Microsoft or Apple, the chances of you seeing a quadruple bullish engulfing candle on a high time frame like a monthly I would hypothesize that if that occurred, it occurred decades ago, okay? The point is we don't just have a bullish engulfing candle, and a bullish engulfing candle in itself is communicating to us as a chartist that there's a very high likelihood, much higher likelihood, that there's now a trend reversal to the upside. We're now, just like if we had a bearish engulfing candle, okay, same thing if we had a bearish engulfing candle like this body here eclipsed this and this, we had much more likelihood to the downside. It's the same thing with a bullish engulfing candle. So the fact that this is a quadruple bullish engulfing candle leaves me feeling very confident that the odds are in the bull's favor that we are going to see continued upside, okay? That is why I was so excited to come on the live stream today. Now, one of the things I had communicated in my tweet earlier today was that Bitcoin HBAR, unfortunately not Mana, but close enough. We'll take a look at Mana real quick. Bitcoin, HBAR, and Harmony One all had something in common. This is what they have in common, okay? I don't want to steal my thunder from a Harmony One video I'm going to be putting out this week. I will be getting that out this week. But if we look at HBAR, we're not going to look at one today. We're going to look at that in a separate video and explain why. Well, actually, I'm not going to go into what the premise of that video is. But for anyone out there who is bullish on Harmony One, the video is for you. If you're bearish, the video is for you too, to give you a different point of view on why I'm bullish. Anyway, this is a quadruple bullish engulfing candle. Let's get off of this. I changed the time frame on a different chart. Okay? This is a quadruple bullish engulfing candle. The body of this green has eclipsed the body of this red, this green, and this red. Quadruple bullish engulfing. Very, very bullish for H-bar. And look what we've done with H-bar. I said, guys, I want to get in the orange box and consolidate. What did we do like literally 2 weeks later? I think it was like a week and a half or 2 weeks later. The bullish divergence on the RSI played out. There's a reason charting exists. It's data. It's factual information. Bullish divergence in the RSI played out within a falling sort of wedge-like pattern that had a little bit of a fake out here. We since broke up close to over 8 cents and have consolidated above this 6.2. H-bar is doing exactly what I want it to do. Okay, this is behaving incredibly. All right. Let's get back to some charts pertaining to the markets to explain what's going on here. Dominance. Okay, this has been a critical chart. In fact, this has been a chart that is pinned to my profile. Now, in this, okay, many months to play out. Yeah, I speak to this could play many months, right? Now, when I drew this descending triangle, let's see if I can get it up here. I don't think it's gonna show. Basically, what I wanted to show you here is that originally, and I'm going to explain to you why this is still valid. Okay, I'm going to explain a little bit about something with TA. Now, originally, when I had this drawn, I had it drawn like this, something like this. Okay, and basically, what I had said was, look, this is a descending triangle. This is a bear flag. You know, when this thing breaks down massively, it's going to spell a massive alt season for the market. That's just what history says. This was actually one of these things that typically happens. We have a fake out. The pattern breaks. You think the pattern's invalid, but guess what? It's a fake out. We re-entered the pattern. Okay? Now, it is inappropriate to redraw this in a fashion that is technically incorrect. So the question is, as it's drawn today, as this is currently drawn today, you can see we're breaking out here. So the question is this still a descending triangle? Well, the short answer is yes. The longer answer I'll explain. What's up, Holly? I'm glad to see you in here. I haven't seen you in a little while. If we put this on a month time frame, you can still see we are in a bear flag / descending triangle. You can still see it here. This is a valid pattern. This is absolutely a valid pattern. This is still a pennant, or excuse me, a pole and a pennant with a descending triangular bear flag. This can still play out. Now, the question you might be asking yourself is, okay, magician, you just changed the time frame and you changed the lines. Now, this is valid, okay? This is a very valid pattern. If you draw it on the weekly, a little harder to make the argument, okay? But your natural question for me, because I've been standing up here yelling to everyone who would listen since at least August, and I'm pretty sure it was before August, hey guys, no one's talking about this giant bear flag and descending triangle on Bitcoin dominance. Here's most likely what's going to happen. Again, I don't see a lot of people talking about this. Basically, I don't see anyone talking about this. But I still stand by what I said, and I will give you my point of invalidation, because that should be your natural question to me. At what point would you say it's invalid? Well, the more we start to come up and draw it's not a descending triangle, right? So I would say if we get a monthly close, okay, I'm not talking about wicks again, but if we start to get closes up in this area, what would this be? 40, like this 47, around 47 to 48%. If we started getting candle body closes, at some point this just isn't, I mean, technically that is still valid. So technically you could still draw it like that. If we start getting candle body closes on the monthly for Bitcoin dominance up towards 48%, okay? I'm not telling you if during this month, if we hit 48%, this pattern is invalid. That's not what I just said. If we close a monthly candlestick and it starts to approach 48%, then I need to reevaluate this chart, because to me, more than likely, the pattern is invalid. Doesn't mean that we can't see a significant drop in dominance still, but at least the pattern I've drawn has been invalidated. That's the thing a lot of people who don't chart really don't understand. And I think that I appreciate it just because I'm a mathematician. When I read the chart and I'm reading the data to you guys and I'm explaining it, it's just probabilities. I'm not telling you what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. But what I've done is, boom, I've identified a pattern. And based on history, when these patterns present themselves, maybe there's a 70% chance of a drop to the downside and only a 30% chance that it's invalidated, right? So let's assume those probabilities are correct. So all I'm communicating to you is, guys, this pattern showed up. 70% of the time, this is going to move to the downside. I feel very convicted that most likely this is going to move to the downside. Now, look, there's a 30% chance that it could be invalidated, right? So we just need to keep an eye on that. Remember, as we continue to go through here and I'm communicating what I'm communicating to you, there are no certainties in life besides living and dying, okay? If everything in charting was a certainty, we'd all be bazillionaires, all right? I certainly wouldn't be working my 9 to 5 right now, okay? If I knew if I could be Nostradamus and know with 100% certainty what to chart, shit, I would have retired about 5 years ago. Okay, this is Ethereum on the weekly. Now, I wanted to make sure to cover this one because this is setting up beautifully at the moment. You can see, first let's just check out the price indicators. MACD is starting to get almost above zero. That's huge. Stochastic RSI looks very healthy, a little overheated, but stochastic RSIs can have a tendency to remain overheated. So I'm not really worried about this stochastic RSI. I'm not really taking a look at that for the moment. Price indicators I'm more concerned with. How's the MACD doing? How's the RSI doing? Well, check this out. Again, price indicators can work a lot of times just like price. If you look at the green circles, this was a descending area of resistance. This was a pressure cooker just like Bitcoin we talked about. We broke to the upside, right? No reason we can't come back down here on the RSI backtest and continue moving up, okay? That's certainly a possibility. Now let's talk about price action. Price action is king, and this is what is exciting. You can see right now we have a low, a high, and a higher low. Ladies and gentlemen, if you believe we are truly going to see a turnaround in this market, we need the king altcoin to lead us to the promised land. It needs to do well. Ethereum needs to do well and will be the driver behind movements in all the other altcoins. That is historically what has happened. Until years out from now when something supplants Ethereum, that's just how it is right now. So what you want to see, you want to see some sort of movement maybe all the way up here, right? Maybe all the way up towards 3,000 because the high that was set here was 2,000. So maybe we face some resistance, it looks like it maybe 2,500, okay? So maybe we get up to the $2,500 to $3,000 area. The point is, you're seeing higher highs and higher lows. The other thing to keep in mind, we are pressing up against, man, we keep hitting on the same things, right? A lot of these charts have a lot of commonalities. Descending resistance. We're right now pressing right up against here. Now, I will tell you, what do you think my educated guess is on what's going to happen? My educated guess, because we've continued to hit, we actually hit on this point here. My educated guess is we will break through. Maybe we'll get some temporary resistance in this area. It looks like there's some resistance around 1,800. We'll back test here. We'll back test. But it'll be a wick. And then we will continue to move up. That is my hypothesis, my educated guess. So Ethereum is looking beautiful. This shit in here was your time to accumulate. Even prices now are, in my opinion, an incredible buying opportunity. It's funny. When you're in this sort of price action, people forget, because we've been in such a salty market for over a year, really. People forget that, has it been over a year? Yeah, it's been over a year, Jesus. People forget just how quickly the market moves. I want to show you something and we'll go on to the next chart. Bitcoin, when everyone was freaking out and Jim Cramer was saying to sell everything, this is a double bottom here. Right, let's take this point here. Bitcoin went up over 50% in a matter of 2 months. And once we really started to move, we went up 46% in a matter of a month. Now, if Bitcoin can go up 50% basically in 1 month, what do you think your altcoins can do? And we have not seen true momentum pick up in the market, because I can tell you from experience what will happen. Okay? This is what will happen. As Bitcoin continues to move up, okay, there's still a lot of people that are bearish. There are some ass clowns on YouTube still calling for 10,000 and below Bitcoin, okay? Sad but true. Sad but true. I think you need to get your intelligence checked if you think that's a real probability at this point. But what's going to continue to happen is, as we do this and we continue going higher, people are going to get squeezed. More people are going to FOMO into the market because they're like, oh my God, I missed out. Now Bitcoin's at 33. Now Bitcoin's at 48. People are going to begin to FOMO into the market, and you're going to get a lot more volume coming in. A lot of people who are short are going to have to close their positions. Okay, they're going to get closed out. A lot of people who are sitting on the sidelines are going to be buying in at prices 2 to 3 times lows. Okay, that is what's going to happen. Okay, I just tell you from experience that's what's going to happen. Ethereum BTC price relativity, again, this is still showing strength in the altcoin market. You can just see continued consolidation up here, nothing too special. This is what I wanted to talk about, and this is what I wanted to talk about. This is the total cryptocurrency market cap, and we'll take a look at the monthly. I haven't even looked at the monthly on this, but we can take a look at it together for the first time today. So this is on the weekly. Now, what's beautiful to see here, okay, and this is sort of setting up similar to Ethereum. Well, I'll tell you what's first good to see. Downward resistance, broken. Well, now, I mean, come on, you can see my screen here. I don't need to point this out, right? Resistance, we're pressing up here. So what I would anticipate is a break, some sort of back test, and a continued move up. This shit is gonna happen quick. This is the total cryptocurrency market cap, okay? This is going to move quick. Again, just to put things in perspective. Now, think about what I just said for Bitcoin, but when things really started picking up in the whole market, look at how quickly the market appreciated in value. Now we're talking the entire cryptocurrency market cap. The entire cryptocurrency market cap did an 8x. Okay, it did an 8x this is insane. It did an 8x in 7 months. Now, if the entire market, I want you to really think about this. If the entire market, and most of that is comprised by your big guys, your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, right? That's a huge part of the dominance. If we average everything out and we say it did an 8x in 7 months, the smaller market caps, okay, without going into calculations and why it works this way, the smaller market caps that make up that 8x move, they're actually pulling 50x's. Some of them are 100x's, 20x's, 30x's, 40x's, okay? Let's all stay level-headed here. The price action we have to allow it to develop. But what I'm trying to share with you is that there are so many signs in these charts that things are really, truly beginning to turn around. And you have to make your own financial decisions. I've been here for months and months and months. I just don't want people saying the same thing. I don't want people to miss the boat. I just don't want, like I said, a rising tide, speaking of boats, a rising tide lifts all boats. So whatever you're in, as the market continues to appreciate, it's going to go up. You're just going to have some bigger winners and lesser winners. Let's take a look at some price indicators. Bullish divergence on the RSI played out. You can see price action going down. RSI increasing, it played out right here. MACD is getting very close to crossing above the trigger line. Thumbs up to everyone new joining. I appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already and click the bell icon for notifications. Drop me any questions or comments you have here. I appreciate it. But let's take a look at the monthly. Now, this is the first time I've taken a look at the monthly. What's up, Crypto Ryan? Good to see you here, man. Kevin, good to see you too. Brian, yes, we will continue pumping this year. That I feel good about. This is the monthly. Let's see what has happened on the entire cryptocurrency. Now, mind you, let's not pay attention to any areas of resistance or downward lines of trajectory here because this is drawn on a different time frame. Actually, I'll take this off temporarily. So this monthly candlestick, oh, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Same concept we just spoke to. 1, 2, 3, 4 bodies it has eclipsed. We have a quadruple bullish engulfing candle on the entire cryptocurrency market cap. You know, it's funny because there's a lot of YouTubers out there. You know, I'm still trying to work through all the algorithm stuff and putting out the right content, but there's a lot of fluff out there, and there's a lot of people who will put out these thumbnails to grab your attention so you click it and you think you're going to be a millionaire by next week. But it amazes me that there aren't enough value-added technicians in this space that cover things like this. I mean, this is one of the most basic things that everyone should be looking at. A monthly time frame, and what is it telling us? Well, for the love of God, we have a quadruple bullish engulfing candle. More than likely, that is telling us more than likely we're going to have a strong trend reversal to the upside. I mean, this is just 101 charting. You can also see the MACD. This is very encouraging to see. Let's just focus on the MACD. Now, the only indicator I want to look at for right now. This is starting to flatten out. You can see the histogram is starting to decrease in red bars here. Historically, anytime we've had a green cross and it's been above zero, that has been massively bullish. I would expect if we continue to see some good, healthy consolidation and momentum continuing in the market, I would suspect you will see this above zero and a positive green cross. Could be as early as May or June. We got to give this a few more months, but it could be as early as May or June. June. Give it June, being a little bit more realistic. But I could see that crossing in June. Total 2. This is extremely encouraging to see. This is a 2-week chart. Now, we did just have a 2-week candlestick close. Looks like the MACD is turning green. That's great. RSI is increasing in value. Stochastic RSI is healthy, a little overheated, but again, these things can remain overheated for a period of time. Price action is king. Resistance, resistance. What did we do, guys? Every chart I feel like we're talking about the same thing. We broke out above resistance and we've back tested. That's all we've done. We've back tested. Very, very healthy. How's the weekly looking? Same thing. I mean, it shows it even clearer. We broke out above descending resistance and we've back tested. Very, very healthy. How about monthly? How many candles have we engulfed? I haven't looked at this yet. Oh, okay, just one. So again, total 2. Sorry for everyone not familiar. Total 2 is the total altcoin market cap. So this is just a single bullish engulfing candle. Again, you're used to be seeing quadruple, okay? But a bullish engulfing candle is very bullish, especially on a monthly time frame. We're very close to getting up here and having a quadruple, but not quite close enough. So just a bullish engulfing candle on total 2, which is very good to see. Quant we already talked about. Digibyte. So for all my Digibyte fans here, this is a monthly view, and there's a couple things that I want to point out here. First off, we finally slightly have the purple RSI peaking above this moving average. I think it's an EMA technically on the RSI. Sort of peaking above. We saw it here, and we saw it here. Now, what happened with price action during that time? Last 2 times we saw this, mass appreciation. Mass appreciation. Digibyte okay, there are a lot of reasons I personally, and full disclosure, I do own a significant amount of this. There are a lot of reasons why I hold Digibyte. Some of it is from a fundamental perspective, and some of it is from a technical perspective. But technicals do drive most of my decisions, okay? From a technical perspective, I've spoken to this plenty of times. Look at the history here, okay? And each of the 2 times we've had this cross, we have gone parabolic. So you can see downward resistance here, downward resistance, downward resistance. We've just broken above. We've just peaked above downward resistance, and we have this cross. I would suspect in the coming months, we are going to get some significant price action in DigiByte. I would keep an eye on it. I've been waiting for this thing to heat up, and it looks like it's on the verge of it. HBAR, we already talked about. We don't need to talk about that again. Mana. This one has had a triple, almost a quadruple, triple bullish engulfing candle. We eclipsed this, and this, okay? By the way, guys, there's one last chart I'm going to get to. You definitely want to stick around for it. It's very critical that you understand what's going into that chart because it's going to drive a lot of what we're seeing in crypto. We should also take a look at the DXY. We should take a look at that. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, this is Mana. So this thing was all the way down here. This thing, Mana, was... I mean, it's comical thinking about this. I mean, I was tweeting out when Mana, HBAR, and One were at such suppressed prices, the Holy Crypto Trinity. You guys, never financial advice, but these things are so massively undervalued with the rest of the market, but it's laughable that Mana's at 30 cents. We went from 30 cents all the way up to 82 cents and almost tripled in 1 month. Remember what I said about Bitcoin doing, what did I say, 50% move in a month? Yeah, Mana did nearly a 3x in a month, okay? This is what happens when things begin to turn around. This is a clear sign of a trend reversal. There's no certainties. It doesn't need to happen, okay? It doesn't need to happen. But the probabilities are in our favor here. This is very, very bullish for Mana. And by the way, in my view, if you're getting it at 60 cents or 70 cents, I still think it's an incredible buying opportunity. Again, none of this stuff's financial advice. I'm just saying I view that as an incredible buying opportunity. This is the last chart I wanted to talk about. Maybe I'll save, we've talked about the dollar inside and out. Maybe we'll cover it on Sunday, Monday when I do the weekly close. But guys, you need to understand what's going on here because, again, if all you're doing is studying the crypto markets and not understanding what's going on in traditional markets, you're missing part of the story. Crypto assets, as I have said before, are a risk-on asset. And so if the stock market is not doing well, investors are not going to put their money in one of the riskiest things you can, which is crypto, okay? It's just not going to happen. What happens during a recession or when the stock market's going down? If you study history, people tend to go into the staples, right? Your paper towels, your toilet paper from the beer virus, all right? They go into companies like that. Your toothpaste, your mouthwash, your detergent. I can keep going. But the point is that we need to understand what's going on in the traditional markets because whatever's going on in the traditional markets can tell us something regarding the crypto markets and what to expect. Well, guys, let's focus on price action for a moment. Resistance, 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 resistance. And we kept staying under this 21. Is it 21? Yes. The 21 EMA, which is a historically significant moving average on the weekly for the S&P. This is the S&P. We have since broken, we have not only broken, look at the blue line, we've broken downward resistance, but the other bullish thing is we're above the 21 EMA. Now, I've drawn a green arrow of my expectations. The general point of my expectation is not that on April 17th of this year, we're going to hit 48.61. Guys, if you think that's the point of this, then you've completely missed the boat. The point is this is the general direction of what I'm expecting, and I'm expecting to take out this high. There's one level, one price level to watch on the S&P, 43.25. Once we take out 43.25 with a closing weekly candlestick, you better believe most likely we are going to be printing new all-time highs this year. We are going to come up and at the very least start to challenge some of these lower highs, okay? To me, taking out 43.25 significantly increases the probability that the S&P is going to put in new all-time highs, and we're not going to have this massive recession in the stock market that everyone is talking about right now. Guys, I have told you time and time and time again, okay, and I just told someone this the other day, that oftentimes it is good to be a contrarian when everyone is calling for a massive recession in the market. Okay, and I've been saying this for months. This is the side of the fence I've been on for a very long time now. I have not changed my tune. when everyone in 2023 is calling for a horrible stock market and Bitcoin's, it's not going to really do much. It's just going to go chippy choppy. And you got people on YouTube channels who cover the news who think they can cover a chart and clearly know nothing about technical analysis. When everyone and their mother is screaming for a massive recession, and more so just a plummet in the stock market, you have doomsdayers out, you may want to look in the other direction and challenge that thought process, okay? What makes me feel even more increasingly confident about this 43.25 being challenged and then the high likelihood of hitting new all-time highs this year if we break it, what also leads me feeling highly convicted about that, more highly convicted, is everyone's calling for the opposite. No one expects this. Everyone is expecting this to happen. Everyone is expecting to hit here and maybe down here and then go up. If everybody's calling for that, don't you think it's possible that the opposite could happen? Because if everyone got their calls right, wouldn't everyone be wealthy and rich? Like, I think there's oftentimes so much smoke and mirrors and misdirection that takes place, and that's not the cynicism in me, or I stuttered there to pronounce that. That's not the it's not the, what was the word I was looking for? It's not the conspiracy theorist. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying, guys, I'm looking at this chart. Again, to me, news is noise. Tomorrow's Fed report, whatever the hell's going on with inflation and interest rates, look, I find all that stuff extremely interesting, and I want to be very well versed in it and understand what's going on. I think that's great, and I think that's good, and it's interesting stuff to me. But ultimately, at the end of the day, what I think is going to play out in the markets is dictated by this stuff right here. The news is noise. All the human emotion, behaviors, all that shit is built into this, okay? We have just taken out descending resistance. We're above the 21 EMA. The chances are highly increasing that we're going to challenge 43.25. And if we challenge it, there's a very solid likelihood that we could break it, okay? Keep an eye on the S&P. Let's see if we have any questions. I hope you guys found this helpful. We've been rocking out for, how long have we been on this live stream? How can I quickly see that? When did I go live? 7:35? Oh shit, we've been live for an hour. Wow, look at that. I didn't realize I was shooting the shit here for a while. Dave CA. Dave CA. I don't know who that is. I'll have to... Dave CA. I don't know who that is. Dave Destroyer Stud Muffin. Dude, how'd you come up with that name? That is like... There's some real intent there behind that name. It must have taken you some time to think about that one. Sell in May, and it's not sell in May and walk away, and now I'm forgetting what the exact expression is, but sell in May, go away, something like that. But yeah, there is a general thought process. I haven't studied the history of May. If I have, in the stock market, there's a reason for it, probably to do with tax season or earnings or something. I mean, there's a specific reason. And I feel like I have looked at it in the past, if there's historical significance to it, and I don't know at the moment. But I guess the basic premise is that the stock market doesn't do, and that would generally apply to crypto as well, that the stock market doesn't do well in May, crypto, whatever, and you'll want to make sure to take some profits in May and whatever. But the whole point is, if you're an investor, obviously, and you're holding for the longer term for what setup I believe is coming, then you're obviously not selling in May. Unless you have a small trading portfolio, that's different. But I don't know that I have to look at the historical significance of that at some point before May. Oh, this is a great question. So I typically don't like to talk about other YouTubers on here by name. I just kind of don't want to, for various reasons. I'll say this, S.A. Frank 1. First off, thank you for the comment. I haven't seen his comments on the S&P, but I saw a video. I actually didn't watch it. I saw the thumbnail title. No, I did. I saw the thumbnail title, and I was like, man, I don't even want to give this views. I don't even want to click this. But I clicked it to the point where he was talking, and I don't want to put words in anyone's mouths, but it sounded last I heard that he thinks that Bitcoin is going to be entering some massive downfall this year. And I think my view on that is it's poop. That's my view. I think that analysis feeds into a lot of emotions out there. Now, look, is it possible Bitcoin could go to $5,000 this year? Yeah, it's also possible Bitcoin could go to $500,000 this year. The point is, there's a probability for everything. But where I start to get very, and this is where I want to be careful what I say, I question the intent behind that. Is the intent to provide your true educated view of where you see price going, or is the intent to get clicks? Because I think that's poo-poo. That's what I think about that. Just because somebody has a lot of followers, a lot of subscribers, a large following base, oftentimes, I'll say sometimes that doesn't provide credence to what they're saying. Now, there are some YouTubers and there are some people who have a large following who, the whole reason they have that large following base is because they're putting really good content out there. I'll give you an example. Alessio Rastani. I think he's a great technician. I like his videos. I think he does a great job. He has a huge following for a reason. There's other people out there that, you certainly can question their integrity, and I don't know. I don't want to go down that path, but I just don't agree with that analysis. I don't see anything in the charts that's leaving me feel real scared that we're going to have some crazy crash this year. In fact, I feel great that everyone's calling for a massive crash. Holly has a little digibite. You a digibull. I was accumulating at much lower prices, but if you can get in around a penny, it's still like 95% off from its all-time high. I think its all-time high was like 18 or 20 cents. So still a great time to buy, in my opinion. Never financial advice. But it's one of those projects, if you look at, once it starts to move, Holly, Digibyte is one that goes parabolic very quick. So what I could see happening, I'm not going to pull up the chart again, but I think it's like 3.4 cents or 3 cents. Digibyte very easily in 1 week could go from 1 cent to 3 cents and sort of hold that level. So now you're spending 3 times the amount of money to get in. So that's why do your own due diligence, decide what works, best for you. But, getting in at current price levels certainly seems advantageous for the investor, not for a trader, for an investor. Yeah, we'll find out, Brian. I just don't agree with the analysis. And here's the thing. I appreciate people who share their perspectives who differ from mine. I certainly don't want to be in a room full of people who just agree with what I say. There's a lot of value in interacting with others who share different viewpoints, and they're educated and they're authentic and genuine, and they share that with you because it can get you to look at things differently. My comments, the direction I was going with my comments earlier is I question the integrity behind that analysis. That's all I'm saying. Like, someone's really educated on the markets and really thinks Bitcoin's going to like 5,000 this year. Like, really? I mean, it's just, I really question the intent there. Jim Cramer said the bull market is back. Wait, what's FFS? Back on, I don't know what FFS is. But Crypto Ryan, if you're saying that, by the way, check out Crypto Ryan's channel. He has is a very good TA, technical analyst, has a good channel. I can see his channel's growing, well deserved. Check out Crypto Ryan. Jim Cramer said well, if you're saying Jim Cramer said the bull market is back, we should all get a little nervous about that. Yeah, Jim Cramer's a clown. Funny story before I get going here. Funny story. When I was a mini crypto bull god, I wasn't even a crypto bull god at that point. When I was like, many years ago, when I was like in my young 20s, I want to say young 20s, like just out of college, I watched Mad Money. Yes, I did. I watched Mad Money. I watched it when I was fresh out of college. I thought he was entertaining. I liked who he interviewed. I, at that time, invested based on purely on fundamentals. I couldn't read a chart. And then I just evolved in terms of how I looked at things. And through that evolution, what I found, through that change, and how about this? It sounds ridiculous when I say that. Through that change in perspective on how to invest, when I started looking at the technicals, one of the changes I also went through was the line of sight, the vision that I had on Mad Money and CNBC, and I'm like, why am I watching this garbage? This is what like everyone else watches. Like, do I want to be like everyone else? Do I want to be average and listen to these clowns on TV? And I'm really going to make my investment decisions based on some fucking TV show like his? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, I really had to take not a hard look in the mirror, but really constructively think through things. So I just look at things a lot differently now. But yeah, he is who he is. You know, we're all different. I don't want people to take my comments the wrong way. I think he's a clown. Do I think he's a bad person? No, I don't think he's a bad person, but I just think he's a clown on TV. He does what he needs. Again, you know, to my earlier point, I think a lot of people do what they need to do to get ratings and all that stuff. He's a great entertainer and plays the role of a clown well, to be fair. Yeah. You know, he's a funny guy. He can be funny. Like sometimes I get so heated and passionate about things, I don't want people to take me the wrong way. So he's an entertaining guy. I have nothing personally against him or anything like that. I don't know him personally. I just think his calls are ridiculous. So, hey guys, that's going to take us to the end of the live stream. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You've clicked the little bell icon for notifications and the thumbs up, and you've dropped me a comment. I'll be coming out with at least one more video this week. Today's Tuesday. A little bit of a busy week. I'm going to get that Harmony 1 video out this week. I'm determined to get that out. It'd be nice to do a happy hour. And then I'm going to get that weekly close in on Sunday or Monday. So maybe Sunday. So yeah, man, we're in February already. Can you believe that? Like, this year's already starting to fly. I'm in a very good mood, very positive mood. The elbow surgery went very well. I'm healing up well, getting the range of motion back, like feeling good. So I'm in a very positive mood. The year has started off much better this year. Last year was horrible year for many reasons. It was a rough year last year, very rough year. But this year is starting out much more positive. I hope it is for you guys too. I hope everyone here is doing well. I really appreciate you taking the time to tune in. And I hope you found the live stream helpful. Again, I'm never here to provide financial advice. I try to share with you how I see the charts, and you can take with that what you will. So until next time, spread awareness and carry the education forward. All right. See you guys later this week. Take care.